Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Rachel Lucy, Director of Community Health for PeaceHealth's Northwest Network. It is a privilege to honor and celebrate our 2022 system-wide Mission and Values Awards recipients with you. I'm thrilled to see we have hundreds of people with us today. We're recording the ceremony and we'll send the link to all registered attendees and also post it to the caregiver later this week. So you can rewatch, or those who aren't able to attend today can view the ceremony later. I've been a part of the PeaceHealth family for more than 20 years, and I'm reminded how meaningful it was to me when I was selected as PeaceHealth's first Mission and Values overall recipient in 2014. I have had the incredible honor to live out my life's work in an organization that has such a strong and beautiful mission, to treat each person in a loving and caring way. It's the common thread that's woven through everything we do. We experience it every day in our interactions with our patients, within our communities, and each other. What I recall most about receiving the award, though, was feeling both honored and humbled, knowing that the work I was being recognized for would not have been possible without the support and guidance of my team and colleagues. I believe and know each of our recipients today may feel similarly. Now that you know a little bit more about me, before we get started, let's take a few moments to get to know you with some polling questions. To respond to the questions, go to slido.com on your mobile device or desktop and enter the code #PeaceHealth, all one word. Or using your smartphone's camera app to scan the QR code you see on your screen. Our first poll question is, what PeaceHealth community are you joining us from today? And I can already see some of the answers coming in. We have folks from Bellingham on the call today, our shared service center in Vancouver. We have folks joining from all across the Oregon network: Florence, Cottage Grove, Eugene, Springfield, St. John's in Longview, as well as Southwest Medical Center. All the way north in Ketchikan, we have friends joining, as well as Cedar Woolley, Burlington, and San Juan Island, as well as Bellingham. So thank you all for being here. We know some of you may be gathered together to watch the ceremony with colleagues, family, and friends. Tell us who you're watching with today. Our second poll question is up on the screen, and I'm going to type in my answer. I'm here with many colleagues from across the organization. And we can see, wow, we have some people who are joined with their family, their virtual colleagues from across the organization, at home from their remote offices. All by myself, we have a couple of responses, just me, and with all their colleagues. And I know we have a couple teams that have gathered today just to celebrate their colleagues. Thank you all. Each one of us is part of a unique PeaceHealth community, joined together by our mission and our values of respect, collaboration, social justice, and stewardship. Let's do one more poll question. For our caregivers in the audience, what is most meaningful to you about our mission and values? As I reflect on this question, my heart is filled with pride, knowing that I get to be a part of a legacy of caring that began over 100 years ago and will continue long into the future. That legacy of caring is the most meaningful part to me. Looking at some of the other responses coming in from the group, we see respect, faith in Jesus Christ, compassionate care, social justice, the opportunity to connect with one another. Someone answered the entirety of all of it: caring, providing for everyone, inclusion. This is truly the cornerstone of our work. Thank you all. As those responses keep coming in, we have quite the wordle that is forming. Now let's take a moment to watch a video that highlights our PeaceHealth heritage, mission, and values. From the Northwest Network, Marianne Pahang, from the Materials Management Team, and Joanna, Ketchikan Medical Center. From PeaceHealth St. Joseph Medical Center, Aaron, Terry, Dr. Deal, and Con. From Peace Highland Medical Center, Andy, Teresa, Eva, and the entire Environmental Services team. From PeaceHealth United General Medical Center, we recognize Donna, Taylor, Michelle, and the Environmental Services team. Home and Community, Ella, and Melissa. PeaceHealth Medical Group, Alexia, Melissa, Yolanda, and Lynette. Thank you. From the Columbia Network, St. John Medical Center, Eileen, Kelly, Pam, and Linda. PeaceHealth Southwest Medical Center, John, Beth, Disha, and Dr. Hubbard. Home and Community Columbia Network, Sue and Braden. PeaceHealth Medical Group, Kristen, Trisha, Christy, Lisa, and the COVID-19 Vaccine Administration and Testing Clinics. From the Oregon Network, Cottage Grove, Michael, Chase, Brenda, Ann, Dale, Abby, we celebrate you. PeaceHealth Sacred Heart Medical Center, University District, Tina, Jessica, Debbie, and Paul, congratulations. And Sacred Heart Medical Center, Riverbend, Cassandra, Elizabeth, Jim, and Katie. From Peace Harbor Medical Center, Levi, Bruce, Tina, Angie, and Ken. And Delene from Home and Community. From PeaceHealth Medical Group Oregon Network, Diana, Nathan, Michelle, and Lacey. Thank you. And Shared Services Center, we recognize Allison, Tammy, Jeff, and Samantha. Congratulations. Caregivers like these who receive Mission and Values Awards are nominated by their peers. If a caregiver inspires you, don't miss an opportunity to honor them. You can share an amazing caregiver story anytime throughout the year by submitting an Everyday Moments of Grace story. Nominations for the 2023 awards will be selected from stories submitted by September 23rd. Award recipients from each PeaceHealth community will be announced during Heritage celebrations starting in January 2023. As is our tradition, we begin our celebration with a reflection. We are so grateful to Sister Andrea Nensel, one of our Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace and a member of the PeaceHealth Board, for sharing our reflection.
At PeaceHealth, we have a wonderful heritage built on the history and legacy of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace. Our mission provides the foundation for who we are as a ministry. Our caregivers are dedicated to carrying on the healing mission of Jesus Christ, promoting personal and community health, relieving pain and suffering, and treating each person in a loving and caring way. During these past 2 years of a worldwide pandemic, every one of our caregivers has been impacted in every way possible. More than ever, the guiding light and direction provided by our mission and values was and is needed in critical ways we've not experienced in our lifetimes. I'm reminded of a time several years ago when we faced a different set of challenges, and the sisters chose to renew their commitment to our shared purpose. The following words, shared then by Sister Sheila Lemieux, remain just as true today. What is particularly unique about this moment in our history is that collectively we face an unknown future. Facing the unknown is not something new for us. One only has to study our history, particularly our founding story, to know that. What I believe is different about today is this: we are consciously choosing to shape the future rather than allowing the future to shape us. Each of us is invited to have a part. We are privileged to live in a time when everything is at stake and when our efforts make a difference. We will make that difference if, in the midst of all the unknowns, the changes and challenges, we continue to work actively to develop our gift of peace, peace through justice, in ways that can be transformative for today's world. As we experience this inspirational Mission and Values Awards recognition ceremony, let us consider and align with Sister Sheila's call that we can be transformative for today's world through living out our mission and values. Thank you for joining us to recognize these 5 outstanding caregivers from across PeaceHealth who are demonstrating our values of respect, stewardship, collaboration, and social justice through their service in our communities. Today, we celebrate this living heritage as we share their stories, which demonstrate our mission in action.
Thank you, Sister Andrea. Such a powerful reflection that really gives meaning to why we're here today. We're joined now by Steve Glenn, PeaceHealth's Executive Vice President and Chief Administrative Officer, and our Senior Mission Leader. Thank you, Steve. We're eager to hear from you today.
Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate that, and I'm always humbled by Sister Andrea's reflections. And I'd like to pull out and restate our mission statement. We carry on the healing mission of Jesus Christ by promoting personal and community health, relieving pain and suffering, and treating each person in a loving and caring way. These powerful words have been guiding the mission of PeaceHealth for the last 130 years and have been what we've continued to go back to during these past 3 years as we've navigated the COVID pandemic. The Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace have given us a lot to be inspired by and to draw strength from, and we stand proudly on their shoulders. For me, the sisters model the attribute of being boldly courageous in all that they do and working tirelessly to achieve the vision of health justice for all. That is what inspires me every day as we strive to carry on this healing mission. The Mission and Values Awards are one of the highest honors that we as a health system present. Our recipients have been nominated not only by their leaders, but also by their colleagues and their peers. The Mission and Values Awards remind us of why we are here and how we serve our very important mission. As shared in the video at the beginning of our ceremony, our mission emerged from the vision of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace, who courageously involved themselves in ministries of social service, education, and healthcare. We are pleased to have several of our sisters joining us from several locations. And I extend our warmest of welcomes. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the 2021 PeaceHealth Mission and Values Awards recipients and thank them for this past year of extraordinary service to our mission and to the communities where they serve each day. Last year's honorees include Rachel Kelly, Denise Gideon, Dustin Degman, Liz Westover, and Catherine Addington. We asked Rachel Kelly, our 2020 Mission and Values Award overall recipient, what this past year has meant to her. Here's what she shared. I was honored to be selected for the overall award and touched by the amazing feedback I received from my peers and the community. I was so inspired by the creativity the other recipients showed in providing care for people during these difficult times. Thank you, Rachel, for sharing your experience with us. Today, we are excited to introduce our 2022 Mission and Values Awards recipients and to spend some time getting to know them and hearing their remarkable stories. Rachel will now get us started.
Thank you, Steve. As an expression of our gratitude and in representation of these honors, each of our recipients will receive a custom-made original work of art created by glassblower Daniel Sherlock. Designed in collaboration with the sisters, the piece features a dove in flight, meant to represent the journey of our caregivers as they continue to carry on PeaceHealth's mission and ministry, always moving forward and caring compassionately for patients and communities. Let's begin the recognition of our 2022 recipients. For each recipient, the recognition will begin with one of our sisters introducing the value for which the recipient is being honored. Then a local leader will announce the recipient's name and share their story. And finally, our recipient will then join us live from their community. And please feel free to share your words of congratulation in the chat as our recipients are announced. So let's begin with the value of respect by hearing first from Sister Marilee Murphy.
When we talk about the value of respect, we mean more than being courageous, complimentary, or concerned. Respect calls us to look deeply, in a sense, to see beyond and see the worth in each person. We value respect for each person, not because a person earns respect, but because, grounded in our beliefs, each person is to be respected, reverenced, and loved. This means that we speak and act towards each other with kindness, presence, and compassion, and communicate with honesty and integrity. Respect is cultivated, nurtured, and woven into our hearts, thoughts with genuine love and attention, as we do our part to make the world whole, one person at a time.
Thank you, Sister Marilee. I'm Dory Stevens, the Chief Administrative Officer at PeaceHealth Ketchikan Medical Center in Alaska. I'm delighted to announce that Marianne Pahang, patient team support caregiver in our long-term care unit at Ketchikan Medical Center, is our 2022 Mission and Values Award recipient for the value of respect. Let's watch the video and learn more about Marianne.
Coming to work is something that I really look forward to every single day. Coming in here knowing that I make a difference.
Marianne is so special because she goes out of her way to connect with every single resident.
She brings joy and meaning back into their lives. A lot of our residents don't have much family or family that comes to visit them. Marianne looks at every resident in our unit as a family member.
Marianne is the person that they talk about to go to if they have any problems. She finds ways to help each one of them feel like it's their home and that they're loved.
Someone distressed them, they don't have no family. That's why I want to be their family.
You can always find her doing something to help someone. And I've come up to the nurses station and she'll have a resident at the nurses station and she'll be washing their hair with one of the caps, or if you go into the activities room, she's always giving haircuts.
But it's not those stuff that I do for them. It's just the minute that I spend time with them, it makes so much more difference. Not just the haircut, the manicure, the cooking. Because those 10, 15 minutes I'm with them, listening to their stories and whatever they got to share me, that's what makes my day.
She takes time to sit there, but while she's sitting there, she also visits with them. So she knows every detail about each resident.
It's not in her quote-unquote job description, but she's always happy to do that.
She looks at them as a human being, as an individual, and not just as a patient or a resident. Marianne does not shy away from the difficult times at end of life. She's kind of a constant presence for a lot of our residents. So she's there in the good times and the bad times.
And we have one that's pretty challenging, and she knows she's like the end of her life. When the doctor told her that she has so many weeks left, so her and I kind of have our heart-to-heart talk, and she asked me, if I do pass, would you be comfortable to come and sit next to me and give me a manicure? And she wants to have a yellow manicure when she goes to heaven. And of course I did it. It's really priceless, and knowing that I did that for her before she went to heaven, it was It was the greatest feelings, actually.
She just wants everyone to feel safe and loved and respected, and she just kind of goes out of her way to make sure that that happens.
She exemplifies respect just by what she gives to other people. She's great. She's definitely the glue for our unit.
I don't just come to work, just come to work. I come to work because it makes me happy.
Marianne, that was so beautiful. It brought tears to my eyes, and I am sure I'm not alone there. Marianne is joining us today from Ketchikan. Welcome, Marianne.
Hi.
Can you share with us who you're with today?
I have my actually coworkers. I have Annalyn, she's one of the best CNAs. And India, she's one of our charge nurse, and Linda Montesilio, she's been like a really great support and stuff, so since I've been here, so.
Thank you, Marianne. What a joy to get to know you through this video and your family, and to celebrate the recognition you're receiving for bringing the value of respect to life. In the video we just watched, we got to see the thoughtful, compassionate care that you provide to your patients in the long-term care unit every day. Could you share another experience with us that stands out for you? In working with these very special people?
I wish I watched the video after I answered the question, because I'm going to little tear after that video. Well, there's an enormous working amount of time that I work in long-term care that stand out to me. But primarily, I do enjoy being a part of our residents in activities from just bathing, dressing, haircuts, mani-pedi, playing cards, and just having the time to sit and listen to their story. Working in long-term care is such a gift. Our long-term care residents come from any age, from young, middle age to elderly. Each one of them gets admitted to our unit that needs either a skilled needs, or they come here for intermediate care. And I'm not sure if everybody knows, long-term care is a nursing home. And our residents come to us from many different reasons, but often with fractures, strokes, amputation, dementia, Huntington, and they're unable to care for themselves, and sometimes needing an end-of-life care. Helping each individual's residents through a challenging transition of their life is such a joyful experience. We work with our wonderful teammates, that's including from therapies, nutrition, environmental service, food service, maintenance, wonderful social worker, physician, and more. And we also have the most amazing team of daily caregivers in long-term care. And we have the best CNAs, like I said, and we'll work with them anytime, anywhere, and wonderful nurses. And of course, the leadership that works together to deeply support each other. We are a big team, a family that works hard and lovingly for our residents. So for me, every day is an experience that stands out. Every day, I get to care for all variety of needs of our residents and families. And every day, I get to connect with many residents that's one-to-one basis. And every day, as a long-term care team, I get the privileges to provide our residents with a safe and comfortable home for as long as they need. So, thank you.
Thank you. And you are such a gift to our residents. Thank you so much. What a wonderful story. Thank you, Marianne, and congratulations to you on receiving this award. Now it's my privilege to welcome Sister Eileen Trainer, who will introduce us to the value of collaboration.
The value of collaboration reinforces our belief that we can do more together than we can do alone. Looking back at the tireless, courageous work of our founding sisters, PeaceHealth heritage is truly rooted in collaboration. We recognize the gifts and talents we each have, calling them forth in one another, while also reaching out to those we engage with our ministries. Collaboration is embedded in the life of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace, and it's embodied in the life of PeaceHealth, recognizing our interdependence. Whatever one of us does impacts another.
Thank you, Sister Eileen. I'm Alicia Beamer, Chief Administrative Officer for Sacred Heart University District in Eugene, Oregon. I'm so proud to announce Debbie Ulbrich, Environmental Service Lead, Sacred Heart University District, is our 2022 Mission and Values Award recipient for the value of collaboration. Let's watch a video about Debbie.
I really like working for PeaceHealth because their core values are the same or similar to mine. I love working with these people. They're the best.
Debbie has this amazing spirit about every job and every task.
She's kind, she loves to help others. She just gives 150%.
She keeps a very pleasant demeanor, and it's just a joy to work with her.
Everything that she does really exemplifies that love in action. We had the wildfires here in Lane County, and a number of our staff were displaced from those fires.
The wildfires just struck so quickly and so dramatically.
You know, woken up in the middle of the night and you've got to evacuate immediately.
And this fire was growing. It was getting close, so we didn't know if there was going to be when it was going to end.
When they had decided to open up the guest house, we knew it had been sitting vacant for like 6 months.
I wanted to do something. The only thing I could think of was to help clean up the guest house and get it ready for them. The guest house had not been in operation for a while, so we really had to clean it up, organize it, get prepared, get them set up with food and personal items.
She helps get everybody organized. She always comes up with great solutions to the problems that we have arise.
Debbie had the insight and the foresight to know how to kind of bring that welcoming and healing environment to that space for our caregivers.
There were like fruit bowls on the table, and there were pillows and comforters and fresh towels and amenities in all of the bathrooms that she'd made sure had been placed in every single room, and families were just over the moon.
I'd put like a little stuffed bear or something on the bed, you know, prop up the pillows, or put a blanket at the end of the bed, fold their towels, so not, like a hotel almost in a way, but still it was home, like home.
They just felt like it was a really welcoming and healing environment, and that really is what Debbie was bringing.
People were just so moved and touched that all of this had been prepared for them and put together for them and was waiting for them in their time of need.
I think she put the special touch on everything that she does.
She is such a team player, and she is just willing to go above and beyond every time.
I saw firsthand the incredible amount of work that Debbie put into help our caregivers impacted by the wildfires, and I'm thrilled that she is being honored with this award today. Debbie is joining us from Eugene. Welcome, Debbie.
Hi, Alicia.
Hi. It's so great to celebrate this special day with you. I'm so thankful to you for all of your efforts on behalf of our colleagues to ensure that they were comfortable and safe during that very difficult time. Not just during this natural disaster, but every day at PeaceHealth, you are such an important part of our team and the care we provide to our patients. Tell us, what do you enjoy most about your position and the work that you do, Debbie?
You know, there's so many to list. Everything. I just love everything. PeaceHealth gave me something that I never had. I've always tried to obtain it, but never could, and that's confidence. And they believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. So when I go to work every day, I try to give at least 100% of my time and do the best I can to kind of give back. And it's the best job I've ever had, and I'm grateful for PeaceHealth forever.
Wow, thank you. I know, I think you give 150%, like Christina said. But that's so
Thanks.
wonderful to hear. And Debbie, thanks again and congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, Sister Margaret Diamond will introduce the value of social justice.
Our value of social justice was chosen by the founding sisters in response to the social concerns and needs of their times, and because they were deeply moved by people suffering from oppression. Today, this commitment to dignity and justice for all remains stronger than ever. We have a responsibility to shine a light on the profound effect social inequities have on health and well-being, and to respond with just action. We are called to promote the inherent dignity of each person and seek justice through solidarity, especially in service to the most vulnerable. Together, we can be the change needed to further the common good and ensure a PeaceHealth experience where dignity for all flourishes and where our actions make our world a safer, more compassionate, and inclusive place.
Thank you, Sister Margaret. I'm Chuck Prosper, Chief Executive for the Northwest Network. I'm happy to be here today to share that Con Trin, the lead cook for St. Joseph Medical Center in Bellingham, Washington, is our 2022 Mission and Values Award recipient for the value of social justice. Let's hear more about Con.
I love help them. I'm so happy for to do like that. And right now, anytime they need me more, I do it. I'm ready to do.
Con is a very energetic, passionate cook. He puts so much passion and heart into everything that he does, whether it's the food that he makes. He helps people in the community, the Vietnamese community in particular, get vaccines.
Early in our vaccine effort, it became clear that vaccines were harder to access for communities that spoke languages other than English. Con volunteered to help to get the word out to our local Vietnamese American community.
He went to his wife's nail salon where there's a lot of Vietnamese employees there. So he went there and asked all of them to come over to the vaccine clinic to make sure that they all got vaccinated.
When I talk with them, I explain for them what you do. Don't worry yet, they will take care of you. Everything vaccine free and, made for you guys safe in your life like that, That's what I do.
And for them, I think it made such a difference to have him share his own story of getting the vaccine and really build that trust. He volunteered his own time one Saturday clinic just to greet a Vietnamese-speaking family and met them at the door, welcomed them to our vaccine clinic, made sure they had everything, and then stayed with them through the whole time.
I definitely believe his efforts have made a huge impact in the Vietnamese community.
Con is a wonderful example of our value of social justice in action. I came to know him mostly through his food and the true love that he puts into all of his cooking, especially his Friday pho.
We've named it after him, Con's Pho on Fridays.
When I'm youngest, and I help my grandfather and cook in restaurant.
We came in here with the whole family, my father, my mom, and we have 4 brothers.
My brother youngest, he got the job in hospital first. He said, hey, you need to work in dishwasher in the hospital.
All of them started in the dish room here at St. Joe's, and they're just all 3 of them are still here. They're just working hard and work their way up.
Family, we helping each other out. So it's just great.
We are so grateful for the support Con provided to get the COVID-19 vaccine to our community during a critical time, and for the wonderful food he creates and his recipes he shares with us each week. Con is joining us from St. Joe's in Bellingham. Welcome, Con.
Hi.
You have a full room there. Please introduce us to who is with you today.
Yeah. I guess, on my management, my coworker, also they are my second family worker at here. Where that one, Jeffrey, my director, right there, and with the, and Nick Shell, her nickname I always call her Happy Angel. She always happy when see everybody, and right there, and Andy, and True Chef, and Nick Shell, the sales manager, and I get to my coworker. We always work together. We always share everything together. We learn together. We carry everything. That one, her name is Shan, and also his name is Shan. Sorry, and and Karen, and she my coworker. She right there. Thank you.
Well, I'm
sorry, sorry. My second language, sometimes I talk it very different, and please forgive me. Thanks.
Con, your message came through loud and clear. I'm so glad your PeaceHealth family could be with you today, and I love the waves from the back of the room. And we're so glad to celebrate with you today. You're definitely an inspiration to me and your colleagues at St. Joseph's. Tell us, what inspires you each day in the work that you do?
Well, it's with me first time. Thank you for I got the job and it's for my family first, and after that I come and work on PeaceHealth day by day. I've been here 28 years, and with me, I see a lot people help me. I'm so interested. Look like administration, my the manager, and always I need help. They help. I come and work in but I learn on my job when I love cooking, but after in St. Joe, PeaceHealth contract with Thomas Cuisine, they bring a lot of high the chef, in here we get good food right now, right? And I come work with my coworker. I see they every day, they share with me everything. We work together. We share everything together. We carrying everything, and cooking. I love cooking. We try to join, and we the people, we get emotion. I love, work here and see, my food better and make for everybody, like caregiver work here, because very important work in the hospital more than restaurant. We try to care food for doctor, for nurse, for caregiver, for community, for everybody, because they will get the energy, they rescue patient. That's why I love enjoy work here. They treat, no matter who am I, they treat very nice when they come in here. Thank you.
Con, thank you so much. You talk about sharing, you talk about giving love and the expression of love through your food, but you also cared so much for this community. So we are deeply appreciative. You are very deserving of this recognition, and thank you.
Thank you.
Now, let's hear from Sister Charlotte Davenport about the value of stewardship.
PeaceHealth's value of stewardship is essential to the integrity of who we say we are and to what and how we do what we do. Stewardship is more than oversight and management of financial resources. Stewardship begins first in care, concern, and support for the caregivers and clinicians who bring their gifts and talents in service for the people and communities PeaceHealth is committed to serve. Our caregivers are all treasured human resources. Good and faithful stewardship is integral to the fulfillment of PeaceHealth's mission. In the hands of competent, wise, compassionate stewards, the precious gifts entrusted into our care are to be stewarded with respect, collaboration, and social justice.
I'm Rochelle Bagdasarian, Vice President of Operations for PeaceHealth Medical Group Columbia Network. I'm honored to announce Dr. Tricia Wooden, a practicing family medicine physician for PHMG's Fisher's Landing Clinic in Vancouver, Washington, is our 2022 Mission and Values Award recipient for the Value of Stewardship. Now, let's learn more about Dr. Wooden and her commitment to improving our clinicians' experience in practicing medicine at PeaceHealth.
I love helping people. I love helping my patients. I love helping my partners. I like helping people learn and grow. I like solving problems.
I would describe Dr. Wooden as humble, compassionate, kind.
I clearly see her using her gifts, her abilities, and her passion to take care of PeaceHealth's greatest assets, that is our providers and caregivers.
She has done an exceptionally good job of being the voice of the clinicians.
I was watching my partners burn out around me, and it was really painful to not have things to offer them.
The Practice Experience program came about because as we were looking at data and collecting information about what would improve the clinicians' work lives.
It's estimated that about 50% of our clinicians are experiencing burnout or symptoms of burnout at any given time. The fallout from that includes more malpractice claims, poor patient care, poor patient experience, and even things like physician suicide, substance abuse, divorce.
She said, we need to think of well-being as providing the ongoing support, coaching, and education necessary for our providers to thrive.
Having that additional resource for counseling, coaching, and practice efficiency, I think has just been incredibly beneficial to our clinicians.
Bringing clinicians together and giving them a group setting where everybody was working on trying to improve their experience of the practice of medicine had a very profound impact on their well-being. We actually had a clinician who had written her letter of resignation and submitted it. And when she got under about 60 days to her end date, she went to her leadership and rescinded her letter of resignation. She cited the PEP program as the primary reason. She stated that she felt like an organization that would support her in this way to improve her practice was worth sticking with, and she wanted to continue working for PeaceHealth.
This work has taken it so far in the right direction and built a path for us to continue to go down to make the improvements that we want to make.
She is willing to, step up and, challenge us, challenge our organization to be better and do better so that we can thrive.
I think patients deserve to be cared for by clinicians and caregivers who are well.
That was wonderful. Dr. Wooden has done an incredible amount of work to ensure our clinicians are supported. She is joining us today from Vancouver. Hello, Dr. Wooden.
Hello.
The programs you've helped launch, PEP, the Practice Experience Program, Vital Work Life, and New Clinician Orientation and Onboarding, to name just a few, have made such an impact on the 1,100 PHMG clinicians who practice medicine at PeaceHealth. You really are making a difference. Over 2 years ago, you were asked to lead these projects throughout PHMG to increase the well-being of our clinicians. What is it about clinician well-being that matters most to you?
Rochelle, I think for a long time we've known that burnout is just an enormous problem in medicine, and we've kind of wrung our hands and we've worried about it, and we've allowed clinicians to believe that it's all their problem and they just need to be more resilient. But doing the work that I've done for the past 2 years has really demonstrated to me that there are effective strategies that can be deployed at an organizational level to really solve this problem. And I think in short, we know what to do, and now we just kind of need to do it. We have a really long way to go. Our caregivers and our clinicians have been through a lot in the past 2 years. But I'm really honored and grateful that I work for an organization like PeaceHealth that's willing not just to prioritize, but also to recognize that the well-being of our caregivers and our clinicians really needs to be at the forefront of our work. Thank you.
Thank you, and I couldn't agree more. I hear how passionate you are about this work. PeaceHealth, in particular PHMG, is lucky to have you. Congratulations again on this well-deserved award.
Thank you.
Now let's welcome Jake Childs, who will introduce our final award recipient.
Thank you, Rochelle. I'm Jake Childs, Vice President of Operations for our St. John Medical Center in Longview, Washington. Today, I am so happy to announce this year's overall Mission and Values Award recipient. Out of all the nominees, the recipients identified this year, this overall award is given to one individual who exemplifies not only our mission, but all 4 of our values, and brings them to life through their compassion, caring service, and commitment. This year's recipient is Linda Cortez, a medical social worker at St. John. Let's hear more about Linda's work.
I've been with PeaceHealth for 26 years now. I think advocating for vulnerable people is just in my blood.
Linda kind of goes above and beyond for all of her patients, making sure that they're cared for regardless of their background or the situation that they're in.
She is very responsible and respectful to each patient and their situation and is always willing to offer help.
She's interacting with some of our most vulnerable patients and their families to do everything she can possibly do with them, to take care of them.
Linda is rock solid. She's one of the best social workers that we have in this community, and she makes me want to be better, not only as an employee here. She makes me want to be a better social worker, but also just a better human.
I can't imagine what work would be like without Linda here.
This patient arrived in our emergency department where Linda became involved with her.
The injuries weren't really consistent with what the family was reporting, and so things weren't adding up. And then once the person was admitted to the hospital and Linda was able to sit down and talk with her, she expressed to Linda that she felt afraid.
I then got a call from the care manager that, no, I don't think something's not right. I think you need to come talk to her. And so I did. And that's when everything kind of started pouring out. She shared some pretty scary things that were happening at home.
And she did go ahead and escalate to Adult and Protective Services, which is really important and sometimes hard to do without all the information. But she did it to take care of this patient. And what she came to learn is this patient really was at risk.
So when it became apparent that our patient needed a lot more help than we realized at first and was actually scared to go home, I was able to work with the care manager and the attending physician to make sure that she was able to stay in the hospital until we found a safe place for her to go.
We discovered the patient was a missing person actually when we did make contact with her daughter, who was in another state, and she's the one who filled us into that they had been looking for, that they'd had the police out looking for her.
The patient is doing great. The family sends Linda actually some regular updates.
The note reads in part, "Thank you for all you have each done to finally bring peace to Mama's world.
You did something in another state and not knowing us, took these steps, I believe, because of a faith
and patience that surpasses all human understanding. For now, we share our
heartfelt gratitude for awakening to another day of having Mama with us again."
It's a wonderful story of collaborative efforts with the emergency department staff, the inpatient staff, and also Linda's ability just to work with community agencies and stakeholders that were able to bring this together successfully.
It just was rewarding to see that something that we do every single day really made such a difference in somebody's life.
As we just watched, Linda worked tirelessly and with multiple community partners spread across different states to ensure this patient was returned to the arms of her family where she would be safe. Linda is so good at what she does and is so deserving of this special recognition. Today, she's joining us from Longview. Welcome, Linda.
Hello.
Linda, could you please let us know who's with you today?
Yes, my husband Regan is here, and then my priceless daughters are with us virtually from their homes in Nashville and Seattle.
Wow, thank you. We're so thrilled that your family can be here with us as we take this time to honor you. Linda, you are truly changing patients' lives. Can you please let us know and share with us what originally inspired you to become a social worker?
It wasn't any magic. It's not really something that I dreamed about as a kid. I remember when I was really little dreaming about being an astronaut or a pediatrician, but I don't think I knew what a social worker was at that point. And during high school, I became bothered by a lot of the social injustices I was seeing around me, and I wrote several class papers about social problems like poverty and child abuse. And at some point, the school librarian must have picked up on that, and she's the one who suggested I consider social work as a career. So I started studying human behavior and social sciences in college and was actually fascinated by it. And I went on to grad school. I finished grad school and entered the field thinking, like I think all good social workers do, that I was going to somehow miraculously change the world. I learned very quickly that that's not very realistic, but I was firmly convinced just the same. And I planned to do that in a big city where I thought all of the hardest and worst social problems were. But I met Regan in college, and he's a country boy. And so we were looking for a town that was small enough for me, or small enough for him and big enough for me. And I had taken a medical social work class in grad school. It sounded interesting. And again, I had that kind of interest in medicine from when I was really little. So I jumped in, applied, I was offered the position, and that was almost 27 years ago now. I discovered really quickly, though, that the people at St. John, or that come to St. John as our patients, they are the kind of people that I wanted to work with. I couldn't have been more wrong about where I would find the social problems and the people, needing our help. I figured I could get started here and move on, but I found my social work home. I found a large percentage of our patients come with really tough problems that aren't easily solved. They have limited resources. They don't have a lot of support. And they come to us when they're sick and they're at their most vulnerable, and sometimes when they don't have any other place to go for help. So they need someone to come alongside them to advocate, teach, empower, guide, and our doctors take care of them, and our nurses take care of them, and they are, gifted in their own way, but sometimes it's a little bit more than just the disease. So that's where I come in, and I really feel blessed to have had this career with PeaceHealth in a mission that allows me to do what I always wanted, and that's just to love people with a purpose behind it, to give them help and hope, even when they aren't able to give anything in return, and sometimes when they make it a little bit hard. Not every case is as rewarding as this one, and not every story has a happy ending, but I think it's all definitely been worth it. And on a day like today, when I get to hear the stories of all of my fellow coworkers and know that each and every one of them and each and every one that I work with could just as easily be sitting here, I couldn't be more proud. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I think I speak for all of Cowlitz County when we send a sincere thank you to that librarian that encouraged you to go into social work, because it really does seem like you were meant to do this work. And all of us at St. John are so incredibly proud of you, and this is such a well-deserved award. Thank you, Linda. Now, let's welcome back Steve Glenn.
Thank you, Jake. Appreciate that. What inspiring stories we've heard today. I love what we've heard. And congratulations to all of our award winners today. And congratulations to the 70 award winners we had across the system that we recognized out in our communities. The mission leadership team and some sisters were able to spend time with each of our award winners today. And there were 4 attributes that came across that spoke to all of us. All 4 carried these same attributes: care, compassion, community, and humility. And they are so deserving. To circle back to Sister Andrea's opening reflection, they carry on our mission. Lastly, I'd like to leave you with a thought from Sister Margaret Anna Kuzak, the foundress of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace. We want brave, noble, large-minded, courageous souls as she set out to recruit people to the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace. These 5 award winners represent that. Now Rachel will join us again to share some closing thoughts.
Thank you, Steve, and to the hundreds of you who have joined the virtual award ceremony to celebrate our heritage and our 2022 Mission and Values Awards recipients. Mary Ann Pahang, Debbie Ulbricht, Con Trin, Dr. Tricia Wooden, and Linda Cordes. I believe I speak for everyone in expressing sincere appreciation to the 5 of you this afternoon who have inspired us and every day as you live out our mission and values, and for helping us all believe we can do the same, even during the most challenging of times. Again, thank you for being here to celebrate these amazing PeaceHealth caregivers. It has been a truly memorable event. Remember, together we carry on our healing mission. Have a wonderful evening.